Welcome to another episode of 3D Garage, and in this video I sort the wire in and put the battery in the boot of my Scirocco ABF conversion. Right, getting closer with the Scirocco now, getting a few of the jobs ticked off. The next big one is wiring and power. Last episode I installed the fuel pump. I haven't done the wiring for that, so I'm going to do that in this video. I'm going to get the battery installed in the boot and also going to sort off the wiring in the engine bay. So yeah, I think let's start with the battery. May as well start getting power to everything. So let's get on with that. So in the boot of the Scirocco, there's these little cubby holes. There's one on that side. This side holds the rear washer bottle. But yeah, the one on the left, an Odyssey. Where's the part number? It's on there somewhere. I'm probably looking straight at it. I'll put it in the description. But like an Odyssey race battery, it fits there absolutely perfectly. I got to thank Tom from Dreadnought Customs for this idea. If you own a Mark II Scirocco, definitely go check his website out. I'll put it in the description below. He's got lots of great parts. But yeah, massive on the forum. So thanks for that idea. I'm going to rock with that. I think I'm going to put the torch down. I'm going to put some sort of brace across here with maybe like an arm just to hold it in place. I think even if I go there, if anything did happen, it's not going to go far, but if I put a brace across and an arm on the top, that's going to hold it in place. And just put a ground here, then I'll run the big battery cable along the floor. But I'm going to start by making the brace. It's quite hard to show you, so I've just put a magnet to hold them together for now. I will weld them, but I'm just trying it. I think that's going to work. It's just a bit of like angle on the top, brace across. What I'll do is I'll drill those out and put a bolt through from the other side so I can get a wing nut or something. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. I'm going to go with that. Some of the more eagle-eyed viewers have noticed that we've kind of had a rejig in our workshop. So this was originally where I started the Scirocco conversion. If I kind of step out, it just wasn't big enough really for what it was. So we've kind of turned it into a little workshop. Now in this workshop, we have a lovely big press, great for doing bearings, bushes, that sort of thing. But it is also great for these little beauties. Dimple dies. I love these, so why not dimple die my little brace? Let's see what we can do. So I had a go with the dimple die. It's not come out too bad for my first go. I don't think I drilled the holes quite big enough. It's kind of wires that end in. This kind of reminds me of Johnny 5, a disassemble dude.
No disassemble!
But yeah, it's alright. I don't think it helped that I was using that, so I used a flat piece and it seemed to work much better. But yeah, not bad for the first go. Let's get it welded. There we go, just rounded the edges, rounded the top as well. Yeah, really pleased with that. Yeah, that's absolutely spot on. I'm really happy with that. So I think I'm gonna get some paint on that next, and then yeah, I'm gonna work on getting this battery cable routed. So the next plan, I've marked the holes just there and there, where the bracket lines up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill them out, basically put a bolt through from the back, weld it on this side, and then yeah, just use that to screw a bolt to, nice and simple. Right, we have to be serious now. My boss has just turned up. Last time he saw the Scirocco, he said it was way too loud after I put that power flow exhaust on it, so let's see what he thinks. Hiya boss, how are we doing? What do you reckon to the Scirocco, George? Good. Good? What was it last time? What happened last time?
It was broke.
It was broke, was it? Ah, I'm trying to fix it, yeah. Say, hi George, thanks for watching, George.
Thanks for watching, George.
Right, so the battery's all connected up. I've just connected it straight to the cable. I will use this breaker, but I just want to see if it will turn over. So Smokey's here, he's helping me because I got a bad earth somewhere, but let's put the ignition on And well, hey, she moves. There we go, battery's a bit dead, but yeah, we're winning. Right, I've got the battery on charge. I'm really happy that spins over. I was kind of worried. Don't know if it fires yet. I kind of bought this engine with unknown condition. Said it was running in the car before, but who knows, but at least it spins over. So yeah, battery's on charge. The bracket is drying as well, so I'm gonna leave that overnight. So catch you tomorrow. So I ended up colour coding the little bracket. I had some paint left over when I painted the front of the car. And I've used some wing nuts to secure it in place, but yeah, really happy with how that turned out. I just welded another nut up there for my ground point, and yeah, looks really good. This is my breaker, so it's just a 250 amp breaker, like a fuse, that you can kind of trick yourself, so it'd be good for isolating the car when I'm not using it. I think I'm just going to basically screw that somewhere there. Right, so the breaker's in, that's all wired up. I ended up mounting it on the front slightly just because it's a bit easy to get to with the connectors and stuff. I just got to dress the cables in the boot, but yeah, that's all wired up, ready to go, looking good. So I kind of briefly mentioned the ECU side of this. I think this is a KR, which is the 1.8 16 valve, that's the 2 litre 16 valve. Effectively, all it's doing is that big connector there, when it focuses, connects to the ignition module at the back there. That smaller one connects to the hall sender. There's two there that connect to either side of the coil, and what looks like a couple of grounds. I'm not sure what that one is. I'm sure I'll work it out. So yeah, that's pretty much all the wiring you need. All this stuff is like high and low oil pressure sensors, temperature sensor there, a few other bits like a starter. So yeah, very, very simple. I don't even know if you need the ECU really. Not sure, will confirm, will not confirm, don't know. But this kit come with it, this is how I bought it, it was from the running car, so that's what I'm gonna go with. So yeah, I'm gonna feed this in, get it connected up and see how we go. So yesterday when I tried turning it over, turned the key and it turned over really slowly. I thought it was the battery, maybe it's dead because it's new, but it's been sat around for a while, so it needs a charge. Gone to turn it over again, it's still taking a while, still really slowly turning over. So I'm either thinking my grounds are no good in the back, so what I might do is pull the battery out, try it in the front and see if it spins. My cable should be fine. I think it's 4 gauge, which yeah, that's plenty enough for this. But I could test a volt drop across it. Could be the starter motor, maybe the starter motor is a bit dodgy, or it could be that the actual motor is seized a bit from being sat around. It's been dry stored, so it shouldn't be, but what I might do is if it doesn't work, just stick some oil down the spark plug into it just to let it sit and hopefully free it up. But yeah, I'm just gonna grab the battery out of the boot and try it in the front. So I've basically just moved the battery to the front, stuck the earth just straight on the shock tower and the positive straight on the starter. That's the old lead. I've isolated the back, so that's not going to short. Spun it around a couple of times. It was still kind of slow, and all of a sudden it stopped. Wouldn't move. Click, click, click. Nothing happening. So I kind of feared the worst. Oh no, it's seized. So I just rocked it back slightly, just to see if it would move, and it would play a little bit. It wouldn't go. So I decided to pull the spark plug just in case compression was kind of stopping it from turning, and this is the result. It spins, and it's quite happy. So, yeah. I'll put the battery back in the boot and see if it still does it, and then I'll check the voltage drop just to check that it's not the cable, or I mean it could be that earth tunnel in the back. So I might get some of those like sort of star washers, so it's got a better earth and give it a good clean. But yeah, that goes in the back, and then we'll try it again. So battery's back in the boot and it's still spinning over fine. So all good. I cleaned up the earth a bit at the back, used a Dremel and as a washer. I'll get a proper like star washer to use, so it gets a good earth. But I'm happy with that. I'm kind of struggling with the wiring a little bit. I've got this, which I assume is an earth because it's brown. And there's a black one here, which could be power, but I think I'm going to have to strip all of this off just to see what it is. Coil was pretty much just pos and neg. That's on the ignition. So yeah, it's just earth and power by the look of it. There is still this strange spade connector. It does have a wire colour, but I'm not really sure. It's not the best. It's all broken inside. Yeah, so I'm probably going to leave it there. So yeah. Right, I just thought I'd do a bit of a talk through of how I'm kind of powering my fuel pump. The way I've done it is I want it to be fail safe. So if the engine stops or whatever, if it loses oil pressure, basically it'll cut the fuel pump off. So what I've got is an oil pressure switch. So I'll show you that after this bit, but I'll just talk through how I've wired it. So when the switch doesn't see oil pressure, it doesn't close, it doesn't let the current flow through, which won't activate my relay. And of course, when the engine's running, it's got oil pressure, switch is closed, which then lets the relay open and then fuel provides power to the fuel pump. The only issue with this setup is you have to wire in a primer as well. So I'll put a diagram in the description because there's a really good website that talks you through all this. But effectively what I've done is I found a switch supply from the back of my fuse box. So when I turn the ignition off, there's no supply going here. Through a little fuse. I've just got a Wago temporary until I want something set up more permanent. But comes in there, comes out and powers pin 30 on my relay. Oops, sorry. So there, pin 30 on my relay. That's the power. Ground is pin 85, which I've just taken a wire, and there's some grounds up there. The supply, which is pin 87, I think. Yeah, that one there. So that then goes to this wire, which disappears to my fuel pump. So that's the power for my fuel pump. And what I've done then is I've earthed it up there as well. So there's some quite nice points to earth and get your power from on the back of these fuse boxes. And then what I've done as well is I've got this little thing, which is like an inertia switch. So if I have an accident or if I crash the car or whatever, this will actually cut power as well. So I've kind of got two safety devices here. One if it detects any sort of crash or roll in the car, and another in the engine bay, which is my fuel oil pressure switch, sorry, which detects any low oil pressure in the engine. It will switch it off. And what I've done is I've run a primer switch and my oil pressure switch into the same supply, but I've had to run some diodes as well. So I just soldered these in and linked them together. It's all in the description. It'll look a lot cleaner than this, but I thought I'd just kind of show you here. And that's the oil pressure switch. So it's kind of like a normal oil pressure, where that's your sender to the dash, so I can run a second set of gauges, because I've already got two here, high and low. And then what this does here is there's two spades, one at the back, one at the front. And until it sees oil pressure, this stays open, so it won't allow power to my fuel pump. So yeah, quite a good little setup. I'll put the part number in the description as well, so you know which one to get if you want to do something similar. And that's the oil pressure switch. So it's an Intermotor 51197 is the part number. It's quite an old piece, but it's M10. It's the right thread to go in there, so it seems to work. Yeah, there you go. Right, that's probably going to be it for this episode. Hopefully I would have recorded how to wire the fuel pump after this, but put it before this bit, because I'm waiting on a few bits and I kind of want to put it all in one video, all the wiring. But yeah, next video we'll be getting the bike carbs on. I kind of left that for now. I wanted to try and get all this kind of wiring somewhere near. But once those are on, it's just a case of connecting the fuel line and it should fire up. So yeah, hopefully next video we should be running. So make sure you subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye. Right, bonus content. We're going to pick another project car up tomorrow, but I've got to go grab the trailer from the field. So let's go, George.
Yeah, thanks for watching.